Hello, beautiful people. I have a treat for you today. Leslie Jones, who is in my Art of Memoir program. She has just finished writing her memoir inside the Art of Memoir. We had a really great discussion about the process that she's just gone through writing her book in a few months. Another reason that I wanted to share Leslie's story with you. Writing a book is not an easy, do it in a weekend task. And it's also not something that you can do unless you go all in and absolutely embrace getting to know yourself. A memoir is very, very different to writing a how-to book. A memoir requires a deep diving into our story and the patterns and the themes in our lives. And it also requires the most authentic and the best work we could ever commit to, and that is knowing who we are and embracing who we truly are. So I really applaud Leslie for doing the work, and it excites me so much. I hope you're inspired by Leslie. So I'll flip over to the interview now. You can also learn more about the Art of Memoir on my website, louisadeasey.com/art. So enjoy the interview.
Hello, Queen Louisa.
You're writing a book. What were you in the process of doing when you found me on YouTube?
Oh my God, Louisa, you were an answered prayer because I was writing a screenplay. Like I was writing the script and I got up to 30,000 words. I was just going. And I got to the point I was like, okay, why don't I just do the full pitch business plan for the entire docuseries? I started researching on what to do, how to raise funds, how to get the investors' money back. And I said, I don't want to do all this. So I met with another friend in the industry. I started showing her what I already have, and she was like, Leslie, this is television. This could be for television. I said, really? She's like, you should start with a memoir. And I said, what is a memoir? I didn't even know what a memoir was. So I was
Yeah.
like, she was like, look at you. This is from you journal since you're 15. So within my memoir, there's flashbacks of my journal within it. And she's like, no, this is a memoir. I was like, well, I gotta know what a memoir is. And she's like, okay, she sent me a link to a UCLA course. And I asked one of my other friends, he's very successful. I said, what do you think? What should I do? He was like, go to YouTube and see what's offered there. And that's where you come in. So a lot of people were talking about self-published, and I'm like, I've already self-published. I have 3 ebooks right now. Like I already know that. But I'm tired. I'm not trying to market myself.
That's
I
the thing
just
with self-publishing, it sort of takes you out of the whole, like I feel like the writing process is very different to
mm,
publishing process. The publishing process is a business and the
right.
writing process is a creative and a spiritual process. And
Yes.
and you need to be able to give yourself wholeheartedly to that for the right
hmm
story to come through.
Yes. And
Um,
you're exactly right. So I said, let me go on YouTube because I want two things, how to write it and how to pitch it. That's all I was looking for. Everyone else was talking about self-publishing. When I put in how to write memoir, you're the first one to pop up. How to write a memoir in 90 days. I said, perfect. And then you're like, pitch it to be traditionally published. I said, this is what I'm looking for. I hope she delivers what she's saying. And it has been beyond what I even thought it would be, to be honest. And so
I
thank
have,
you so much. Thank you.
but it's about learning about yourself. Honestly, that this is where memoir is so different to any other book. You've got to you've got to know yourself to share the right story. And you've got to be willing to see that everything happens for your highest good. And that's counter to the world, like that is counter to everything that we're taught, you know, victim, perpetrator, all that stuff. But
And that's exactly, I am highly intellectual. So that's what caught me.
yeah,
But the first questionnaire you did just exposed me because I was in a rush. I'm like, I'm gonna get my recompense, I'm gonna get my revenge, blah, 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 blah. And then the very first questionnaire, like what do we expect out of this
oh
memoir?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I went straight to a timeline and you responded, you have it like no.
I thought that you were being a bit unrealistic.
I was in a rush. I was in a rush. That American spirit of
Yeah.
time is money, you know, and I'm emotionally imbalanced. I'm like, Leslie, you have to implement it right now. And that's why that 30-day journey was so significant. The 30-day journaling before even starting the Art of Memoir.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I said, you know what? I'm going to do this 30-day journaling just to calm myself down and to work out this rat race spirit of America, of always grinding, of always, on. And that 30-day journal experience, that commitment, that unlocked the key to me calming down and seeing that, oh, this is a self-discovery journey. Like this is going to change me. And it's by default that others are going to change. But it's about me. I was like, Leslie, it's about you. It's about you. And then everyone else just gets to benefit from it. And that was like the huge take I took away from the 30-day journaling. Calming down, being in the moment, and focusing on self-development.
I really want everyone to do that process before they dive into the 90 days
Hmm.
stuff because it's about going back to you. Go back to your higher self, your creative intuition, because that
Hmm.
is where the wisest you is. Not looking outward, not going, I want to do that, and that with that person. I
Hmm.
want that person to see that. Just coming back to you. And it takes bravery to just sit still and do it. Yeah, it takes patience. Did you do
Yeah.
like each day, like I sort of
Oh, like a clockwork. Like I haven't, there's two I wanted to share. So this is what I bought I did everything you told us to do. This is my
Oh,
journal.
oh, good on you. A4. A4. I love A4.
I did exactly what you told me, what you say, because I realized whenever I thought, oh, I don't need that. And I said, no, Leslie, you didn't do the 30-day journaling for nothing. Do what she says. And every time I did it, I got another like a paradigm shift every single time.
Love
And I
it.
said, I need to folks, if you're listening to this, humble yourself because you're going to miss out on stuff if you don't do what she says. Okay.
I love
So by this time, I bought Art of Memoir on December 3rd. December 9th was one of the entries. What you focus on focuses on you. Right after that, I said, what do I want? And I cried like a baby because I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. And I was crying as I was writing, and I was just like, oh my goodness. Now that I have unplugged from the American culture, I'm seeing things in a different light because of what I went through. I'm just like, I'm literally rebuilding myself. I'm just like, oh my gosh, identity crisis. Like, who am I? And this 30-day journal helped me really see that. Like, oh, Leslie, you don't know who you are, but it's okay. This is why we're
yeah.
doing what we're doing.
Yeah. Just even asking yourself, what do I want? It it, it makes you realize how how little we ask ourselves that, you know.
Hmm.
You get to choose your life. You get to make it up.
We get to choose. And I wasn't living my life by choice. I was living my life by theology
Yeah.
and tradition. And
Yeah.
so for that to be removed, I was just like, even though it's a clean slate, it's still, there's nothing on the slate. And
It's
you're just like,
terrifying. It's terrifying. There's a quote, freedom is terrifying after confinement
ooh,
because at the blank slate, it's like, oh, I could do anything. It's like, I've
right.
got no container. I've got no restrictions that are keeping me safe. Ah,
I'm grateful too. Oh my God. I said, I want to be happy. I just want to be with my family, eat good food, and have fun.
yes. Contentment. Contentment. It's like, why is that not glamorized?
Why?
Because you can't sell
And
it.
it's too simple. Life should not be this complicated.
No,
And when
and
I,
it's not.
yeah,
It's not. You went sequentially, which is really good. Did you print out the
yes.
workbooks?
Did I? I printed out everything
Oh,
from
you.
the calendar is in the front. I don't know if you can see it, but I started the 90-day memoir on January 31st, which was after the 30-day. I set my reward. So
Ah,
from January 31st to March 9th, I was at 103,263 words. So I completed the 90-day memoir in 45 days.
Unbelievable. You still had to do it really fast.
So I printed out everything I wrote on the story prompts.
Ah,
I feel way better, like the hand in mind. There's a psychology behind that.
yeah.
And it just, when I read out of space, I just went to the back of the story prompts and just wrote on that and just flowed. I've been journaling since 15. So in my journals, I would just flow. I wouldn't think of grammar, and I would just get it out. And so I treated that the same way. And oh my gosh, some of those story prompts were so hard.
Yeah, it's very
They're
deep.
deep. I'll say hard to the point to where you have to dig deep. That's the hard part, is you digging deep and being willing to get uncomfortable and to be willing to face yourself.
Yeah. Not that
That
many people are willing to do that. But but
I
like
am.
something I know, and you get the reward because I remember
Oh,
when the Supreme Ordeal, which is the 8th week of the 90-day piece, you wrote a comment which I was like, what? You said something like, this has been the most mind-blowing and inspiring and eye-opening stage.
yeah.
And I was like, yes, you're starting to see yourself as this divine, heroic person.
Yes.
But I'm sure that it was very hard. Like it was took a lot of work to get to that.
It,
Um,
I completed a therapy session for the first time before I did the Art of Memoir. So when I was talking to my therapist, she was already giving me advice on how to handle myself as I'm writing. Because every time I did a video, my mind, she said, your mind doesn't know the difference. It thinks it's going through it again. I
yeah.
said, oh my goodness. So she was like, don't give up on it, but just know as you're going through this and once that depression, everything, you feel that, just change the record, go get a mani-pedi, go get, some vegan ice cream, right? And she's like, just flip it and then
Yeah.
come back to it later. So I had that, I was predisposed to that. So I brought what I learned in therapy to writing during the Art of Memoir. And so that's how I was able to dig deep because now I understand myself more from a mental, psychological standpoint. So when I did feel like, oh, I don't want to go deep, it's like, no, let's go deep. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, but we already know what it is. Whenever you feel depressed and sad, your mind just doesn't know the difference. That's how I was able to keep on going down, to the depth that I needed to because I knew how to manage my mind and my emotions.
Yeah, and also I think your physical body as well. I'm trying to remember where these are, but I've got like a lot of self-care exercises that I recommend, and it's about,
Mm-hmm.
coming in and going out of the writing process. Because I know for me, when I was working through like drafting a letter from Paris, oh God, yeah, I was going back into memories and trauma and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
crying, and I had to have walks every day, certain things I needed more of. And it's about physical care because when you're doing that deep work, it sounds paradoxical, but it's like your body needs more care. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to know what your routine sort of look like. Um,
Right, there's a calendar you created for the hours. You're
oh
probably
yeah,
not gonna be happy about this one, but I put in, let me just read it because I had to be so strategic because not only what did I have a regular job, but I also had to deliver for my YouTube channel too. So it was just a lot going on. So I had to
you did this in 45 days. I was thinking, oh gosh, she mustn't have been working at the time. Oh my goodness.
full-time job. I would get up at 5 in the morning
What's your
during the
fault? Sometimes
yeah.
that's the best self-care.
I was like, I need to rest from
Yeah.
this entrepreneur. These last 4 years, I need to rest. That's it. Oh, where's my? Well, I broke it down. There's an hourly calendar you gave us, and I went by that.
Okay, so you did this as well as your full-time job and your YouTube channel. So how many YouTube videos do you do each week, content-wise?
Three, one short, one 10-minute VOD, and a live stream.
You are unbelievable.
And I cut it down because I was like, there's no way I can do this if I do all these videos. I had to get strategic with that too. But you gave us, oh, here we go. Oh my goodness. Calculate your weekly free time.
Gave you suggestions for like getting 15 hours back and stuff. Did you do any of those?
So the one I was in, so after doing the hours, out of 168 hours minus 102, I had 62, so much free time. When you literally, it showed me how much free time I had. Okay, here we go. 68 hours, which is 45,320 words. And that's how I knew I was going to be done in 45 days because of the calendar you put together. 60 hours, 60. You literally, this is what I need. I said, show me how to do it. That's all I need. And I will do it. I'll execute. Right. And when you broke this down, 68 hours, within 68 hours, 45,000 words, you'll be done in 5.2 weeks, which is like 37 days. And I did that. I got up in the morning, wrote, went to work, came back, wrote again until I went to sleep. And I just did that. And
Oh,
then
so
what
you
really helped. So I was able to do a good 3 to 4 hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then the days I went in early, once I got off at 6, I would just come home and write at that during that time as well. And
you're
then the
doing
weekend, every day. And then on the weekends is really when I was able to do a lot because I wasn't working. So if I was already getting things done during my job on the weekends, I'll just do my YouTube videos and go straight back to working because I wanted my spa day. I wanted to go to the spa and fully just take it all in. And I
that.
said, Leslie, if you don't get up, you're not going to be ready for your spa day. You're going to be sitting there getting a facial, mad because you still got to write after this facial. And I didn't.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, proud of you. Well done. That's amazing.
Yes,
And
thank
and
you.
how long of a break did you have? Because you had your spa day, and then I was like, oh, I hope she has a break because you can't go straight into
Mhm.
editing and revising.
But I took 1 week. So
But
I took 1 week, and by the end of the week, I said, I need to get on this. Oh, and
oh,
then
you
another
know, you
motive.
know what's best.
So the week that was good for me. Taking a week off, and then I just started with the finishing school after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I literally got done with module 6 today.
Wow.
So once we got to the hero's journey, that's when I implemented my laptop.
Ah,
So now I'm typing and then printing out and editing by hand once I get through the hero's journey. So, but remember, I had 30,000 words already done, but it was a script format. So that helped me too. So I had that written already. And so when it was time for me to do the hero's journey, I just took what I already had and just had to change it into the memoir format instead of a
yeah.
screenplay.
That's so good. I'm just so, I love hearing that you followed what yeah.
I had to. I didn't know what memoir was, so I had to rely on every word that came out of your mouth, Louisa.
And I've loved reading your comments, your insights, your feedback. It really it helps not just me to see that, where you're at and where you're going and answer
Hmm.
questions, but as people work through it, for them to see, okay, this was her question or her like experience in
Yes.
this piece. It helps the other people in the course as well. I don't
Hmm.
know if you found that with reading some of the comments of people.
Oh yes. I looked to completing a module and typing my questions or my remarks. That was a reward for me. I was like, "Oh, when I'm done, I get to put a comment." Like that was
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was able to read other people's questions, which I found I had questions too, very similar to them, but I used that as a way of completing, like, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that let
that
me
helped me.
know where you were at as well. Yeah,
You can tell how people fell off at a certain point because there's no more comments.
yeah. I can tell. I tune in and I can even read from a comment like what, yeah. I can tell from reading the comments what people are not really seeing or doing. Like at the moment, I'm having quite a few people who are jumping around.
Ooh, I knew I couldn't skip. Maybe that was part, like when you come into something and you just don't know, it makes you more malleable, right? And
But
I
also,
just,
like, yes, that's honestly the people that do succeed. Like last year, I remember speaking to a woman who finished it in less than 90 days, and she'd been working on her memoir for years. I think she said
mhm.
5 years. And it's
Wow.
because she did exactly what you did. She printed everything out. She went step by step. She did exactly what I said to do. She didn't second guess
Hmm.
it. She didn't go like, oh, no, I might just try that bit next week.
Right. No room for that.
Yeah. So amazing. A lot of work though, Leslie. How are you feeling?
I am so excited. I already reached out to the beta reader you recommended. She's going to start on my memoir. And
Belinda.
so right now, oh, I must be honest. I was like, okay, the next is writing your synopsis. So today is my break day. And I'm like, well, I got to dig deep again, but because I didn't even know what a synopsis was. And so
Yeah.
when you broke it down, I said, oh, this is important. I was like, I don't want to rush through this or not be at my full capacity. So let me
That's
take the
how you
break.
pitch it. The
Yeah.
synopsis is how you pitch it. It is everything. It's different to the query, but it is
Hmm.
really important.
Yes, that would be the
How-
next, that's the next module is the template.
The thing is, if you want to get a literary agent, you'll need to know the guidelines for submitting to them. And it's pretty much the same
Mm.
thing. You need a query, you need a synopsis, you need the word count, you need the sample chapters and an outline or a full book proposal. And so that stuff is in the Art of the Book Deal.
So I got everything. I got the query letter, how to pitch.
That will help you feel motivated to do the synopsis.
Everything has been so thorough and on point. It's been what I wanted and way more. It's so thorough, Louisa. It's
I'm
very
so glad.
thorough. I'm so confident. I'll just say this. I would not be surprised if my book gets picked up on my first pitch. That's like how confident I am.
Yay. And you
That's
haven't even looked at the query course yet.
right. I just finished module 6, but I'm staying emotionally balanced. But that's how I think I mentioned to this in the comments. Like, I feel like just the Art of Memoir alone is a course of self-discovery, even from the way it's written,
Yeah.
and it's so thorough that if someone just does what you say to do, they will be in a position to win. They will be.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, because it's like I've been fighting this whole time, and it's like, dang, I gotta fight more. But that's part of it. I get it. But I will be, I did take my break so I can delve back inside because
Do you
that's
know what?
important. I mean, that comment section is good enough for me. If you want
Is
to
it?
write a memoir, get ready to put
And
in
what?
the work. But what I do know is I'm better. Like worst come to worst, if it doesn't get picked up, like I have something I've already won.
Whether you might decide to self-publish or you might get an agent, that stuff comes next. You've done this the
Mhm.
right way. You can't just outline and send a pitch with memoir, particularly, without actually doing that work of finding out what the story really is, because we have
Is
an idea of what the story is, and then we start writing it. It's like, oh, actually, it's something else. Oh, okay.
I'm just the contentment. That's it for me. But what I do know is I'm better. And who I became, I've already won.
You can learn more about the Art of Memoir on my website, louisadeasey.com/art. I'll send you all the information about the Art of Memoir program.